Hello everyone, this is Jeff Little, and I'm going to create an MMC, Microsoft Management Console tool, and it's basically just to keep track of my EXEs, links, shortcuts, things like that. You can even open up directories with the tool. Just a way of keeping shortcuts organized for you. So let's start off. We'll go to the Start menu, Windows, and type in MMC. You would right-click and run as administrator. I've already done this. So I created the MMC and I saved it in a folder, and the folder is on the C drive called A_temp, and I just named it Demo MMC, and it's .msc. So let's leave that folder up. So basically, you can run this in author mode. We'll go to, let's see, File, Options. And you can see that's in author mode. You can run it in three different user modes, and you can look at those. If you don't want the users to be able to alter it, then you can save it eventually as a user mode. So let's hit cancel there. So the first thing we want to do is create a new TaskPad. And the new TaskPad will be a collection of our shortcuts and tools, and you'll be able to see each TaskPad stored right here in this main window. So let's new TaskPad view, and this isn't for any serious purpose. It's just to show you what multiple TaskPads would look like. So let's choose vertical list. You can choose no list, which is actually my favorite. Actually, let's go ahead and do no list. You can go back and test those yourself. Text or info tip. Info tip, your system needs to be a little bit on the quick side, because if you hold your mouse over the tool, the actual tip might take a second. So let's just choose text, go next, and we'll do select. We'll want to apply this TaskPad view to selected tree item. Click next, and we'll type in, let's see, let's just do test. Next. And we're not going to add any tasks to the TaskPad view. Finish. And you can see test. Let's see what happens when we actually create another one. We'll do new action, new TaskPad view. Next, we'll do vertical. Let's do no list. And text. So style for the results pane is no list, and style for the task description is text. So click next. We want to do selected tree item, and let's type in packaging tools. And this is coming from my background as a software packager. So, and you could do something like name desktop troubleshooting tools if you're an IT tech that does desktop work. Server, you could do a bunch of links that you normally would click on in your Chrome or Edge, and let's say you have a lot of them and you need them organized. It's pretty easy to see inside of a MMC. So description, we'll just do, let me copy and paste that. I'm not a great typist. And I'll give it a little bit longer. Packaging tools, let's see, links. And let's not add any new task yet. I'll show you how to do that manually. So uncheck that, hit finish. And now you can see at the bottom, we have test tab and we have the packaging tools tab. So we're highlighting the packaging tools tab. And the next thing we'll do is just create a link to Notepad. So we'll go action, edit TaskPad view. You can see under the packaging tools, under task tab, you would just do new, next. We want to run a shell command. And a shell command is something you could run at the run key. So if I typed in, let's see here, if I just typed in run, let me bring my run window over and just typed in Notepad. Notepad would run. So same thing here. I'm going to just type in Notepad. Next, just type in Notepad. Description, test. And you do need to choose an icon. So for Notepad, we'll do the document. Here we go. Next. Finish. You can run the wizard again if you want. I'm just doing this for an example. Now you've got Notepad. So if I click on the Notepad icon, Notepad opens up. So let's create another task. We'll go to, let me start from scratch and say what I'm doing. Action, edit TaskPad view. You're in your packaging tools, of course, and just go to the task tab. Click new. Next, we want to run a shell command again. Let's run it to an exe. So I've created this folder called atemp on your C drive, and I did save my console to that directory. So a dash or underscore test or temp. Let me find some scripts and tools to actually copy in there real quick. Okay, so I have test pop-up exe. Let's see, that opens up a console window from PowerShell, and it goes away after 6 seconds. Then I've got the PowerShell pop-up notepad. And this one's pretty simple. Write host testing, start sleep, and then exit. So anyway, let's leave that folder up, and we want to actually run this test pop-up exe. So we'll do action, edit TaskPad view, and being that the exe is in the same folder as my MMC, we actually don't have to do a huge path to it. We can do a dot backslash, and I'll show you how to do that. Do new, next, shell command. Okay, command, we want to actually find, let's see, test pop-up. So you can path it that way, or we can, let's do it that way. We'll see if both of them run just fine. Task name, we'll do test exe pop-up. Choose an icon. I'm just randomly choosing icons. Okay, test pop-up exe, here we go. So it did pop up my console window on my other screen. It should stay for 5-6 seconds. It goes away. Let's see if we directory. So edit TaskPad view, we'll go back to tasks. Click on the test exe pop-up, modify, command line, and we'll do a period, backslash test pop-up exe, see what happens. Sure enough, it finds it. You can see the screen popped up, testing, goes away. Let's go ahead and just do we'll just do a folder. We'll edit TaskPad view again. Click the task, new, next, shell command. Let's see, we can choose a folder, for example, so that's my C drive, it's atemp. Let's just choose anything. Test pop-up, hit open. We don't run the exe, so we just want to open the folder, so we back out everything until we get to atemp. Start in. I'm not worried about that now. Hit next. Open folder. Actually, we do the description as open folder. That's basically have to work all this out to your best understanding, unless you're working with other folks and you're giving this tool to them. We'll do C. A. Okay, do folder, our file. Hit finish. Okay, and now I have the open folder here, so it does open the folder just fine. So now we know how to do that. Let's do a PowerShell. Okay, let's go ahead and look at pointing to a PowerShell, and I'll show you what the PowerShell looks like. First of all, you need to create the PowerShell. So I created a test pop-up 1, PS1. Let me open with Notepad, and you can see all it is write host, and then we put the testing, start sleep, then the exit. And you can look at, I'll leave this on for a second, or you can pause the video. So you would create a PowerShell, save it in the same directory. And we want to do edit TaskPad view, task tab, new, next, shell command. And under the command, we just want to type PowerShell. Okay, for parameters, let's see what we got here. Type in file, and we know where the PowerShell is, so we're going to do test popup.ps1. Hit next. Test PS pop-up. Choose anything. Of course, choose an icon that makes sense to you. I'm going to move that one to the first section so you can go move up, and it should be the first one in line here. Test pop-up. So let's see what happens. It did open up my PowerShell console. It's testing for 6 seconds and goes away. So that's great. It doesn't do anything. That PowerShell is pretty benign. Let's see what happens if we create another PowerShell. So let's open with Notepad again, and you can see I'm doing a write host testing, start sleep, 6 seconds. Then I'm doing a file copy, but if a folder is not there, then I'm doing a folder. So let me make sure test is not created. Okay, I must have deleted it. That's good. So what I'm doing basically is taking the file path and taking the test.txt off and using that directory path if it's not there, and then we go ahead and create it. And at the end of that, then we're creating a new item, which is going to be the test.txt. So we are creating this on the C drive, and you actually want to sign your file if you're going to be if you're working in a company to where they actually restrict everything to remote signed, then you want to sign it. Let me see if this is actually signed. Yep, it's signed, so we're good. We'll use this signed test pop-up. So I want to do edit TaskPad view, task, create a new one, Next. Come on. Command. Okay, so here's the fun part. How would I run this once I get through doing this creation here? So we want to execute it. So we want to do PowerShell, but we want to bypass the execution policy. So for these parameters, we can choose, let me just copy and paste it, and we'll look at it. Okay, execution policy, dash execution policy, and we want it remote signed. You could do bypass here. That is your call, your choice. I sign everything, so it's easy for me to just sign it and choose the execution policy as remote signed, because this is running as an admin. No profile. I don't want my profile to mess with this. Dash file, and then we do the dot backslash, and we know that's the file. So we hit next. Task name. We'll do test PS for PowerShell, and then we'll do folder creation. Well, it's folder file, but you get the idea. For fun, choose a clock. Okay, test, pop-up test, let's see. Folder creation, you can see where this is. You really need to name these correctly. I'm going to go back and move this one around. Move up, make it the first one. Okay, so if I click this, let me show you my directory real quick. I'll move the folder back out of the way. So there is no folder. And let me look at the folder again real quick. So MMC test is the folder. And we definitely will see that created. And I'll show you again, there is no MMC test. And we're already running this demo MMC as admin, so this should be good. So it's running the pop-up, doing the test, pop-up. And you can see it created the MMC test and created a text file. So that's fun. We've got that done. Let's do another. So you've got this, save it, of course. Come on, save. So if you did create this console and you had exes, tools, things like that that you were running, you would want to move those tools with it, or put the tools in a spot where you know that they'll stay and they'll be constantly there on each machine. Then you could edit your TaskPad view. Let's see, notepad. So the command line wouldn't be the dot backslash. If, let's say, you had your test pop-up or your test exe on any folder out there, and you would need to know the folder, machine. So you'd have to know the folder's going to be on every machine, and you could choose C:\/ and give it the folder name, or put it in the program files, and then your company name, etc. And create an install where it puts all these tools in, puts the MMC there, creates a shortcut for the MMC. You have a lot of possibilities with this tool. But you have to decide where these exes or the links are going to be, the PowerShell, etc. I like having everything in the same folder if I'm running this. Now, on a machine, if there's a special tool that your company installs on every machine, like Notepad++, you could run Notepad++ from this console because you actually know where that install and the exe would be located. So let's do, so you have the console root over here, and some of the cool things you do with the MMC is you add, remove, snap ins, and you do it from file, add, remove, snap in. Let's take a fun one like computer management, event viewer. So we'll do event viewer. Let's see what I got here. I'm just going to ask you if it's local computer. Yes. And we hit OK. And you'll see over here we have the event viewer. Now if you don't want to dig down through these each time, you could just highlight application, go up to favorites, add to favorites, and let's just call it EVT space application. And to get back to our console root, you could click on console root or this arrow, left arrow up here to the top left. Let's say I want to create a shortcut that goes straight to that application, the event viewer, but I want to put it inside my task list here. So we go to action. So anything we put in the TaskPad list, you could actually do edit TaskPad view, go up to task, and then let's see, new. Now we could do a menu command, shell command, navigation. So we've already saved it to a favorites. So let's see if this favorite shows up. There we go. We can choose that one since it's the only one we have saved. Hit next. EVT application, event viewer. Click next. Okay, gotta have some fun here. We chose an icon, hit finish, OK, and now you can see the event application is here. So brings me right to it. Okay, for this last task, this will require downloading Regjump from Microsoft. And a description of Regjump would be, it's a command line applet. It takes a registry path and makes regedit open to that path. It accepts root keys in the standard HKeyLook machine in abbreviated form. So we've already downloaded it. I put it in my test folder. Let's see what folder that was. A_temp. Make sure I put it in there. Regjump.exe. So let's create a link to it, and we want to open regedit to PowerShell app deploy toolkit. I'll show you where that is. Okay. Be nice if I could see everything. Okay. So it's under HKeyLook machine software, and it's PS app deploy toolkit, and I just want to actually open that link, the registry link, right to this install markers. Now we could just choose install markers, and that's what I think I'll do. So let me copy that. Copy key name. Okay, so I've copied the key name. Let's try it. Action, edit TaskPad view. Go to task, new, next, shell command. So we want to run that exe, so it's Regjump. And I know it's going to be in my root here, so I'll do dot and then the backslash Regjump, so we know that'll work. Parameters, I'm going to include quotation marks, and we'll paste in our link, make sure it all got there. Put quotation marks around the end. Hit next. We'll see if this will work. We'll call it PowerShell Applet Toolkit Reg. Okay, got the description in. Hit next. Don't know if this old stuff, these icons even have a hey, gear is a good icon, so we'll try that. Hit finish. Okay. Now let's go back. I want to move it. Edit TaskPad view. Okay, that'll be my first one here. So let's click it, see what happens. It does open up right to install markers. So that's what I wanted. And that is about as easy as you can get. So you can save as and save it as another name. Keep this one as your default template. You can click save and then do a save as if you want to create one and edit it for different people. That's your choice. Okay, that wraps up the MMC, and this is just an idea of what you can do with it. You can be creative, run PowerShell VB script, bat files, exes, open up links to folders, look at your favorite tools that you can actually install with the add remove snap-ins, and have a lot of fun with it. Create favorites. You can see I've got a couple favorites. So this is a really neat tool. I've been using it for a lot of years. So have fun with it.